Welcome back, everyone. Toys here, and I am back yet again to give you guys another fresh look. And today we are checking out the brand new McFarlane Toys Target exclusive. This is from their year-long Mother Starro, Queen Starro collect-to-build figure line. This is Superwoman, number 2 out of the 4 necessary figures to, of course, build Starro. And as you can see right there, yeah, number 2, you're gonna get a larger piece of the figure for this one. And when you have her in hand, she does actually look better than most of the photos out there. I'm just gonna say, but you have this video to really make that judgment call. Superwoman, of course, crime syndicate. Interesting comic, comes after the death metal situation. On the backside, you get a little bit more of a write-up for Mother Starro. And as you'll soon see in this video, based on the piece we get now, yeah, Starro is looking to be a rather large collect-to-build figure. Here's the first 2 figures revealed with 2 more to go. Now, if you do read the Crime Syndicate comic book, which it's it's all right. I mean, it's nothing exciting. Like I said, it comes after death metal. If I had to make an educated guess, we're probably going to get Owlman and John Stewart. There's Johnny Quick and Atomica as well. They're more of a duo. I would like them to, I mean, if they're going to do the whole Crime Syndicate from this particular comic book, then I would like to see them all eventually. So, yeah, that's just my predictions right there. Here is the barcode as well for Superwoman. I picked up mine from Target, had no problem buying it. The guy was really nice, pulled it from the back, and it's looking like June 15th will be the date that these should officially hit shelves. Of course, give or take, depending on your targets. But hopefully very soon you can go ahead and pick them up. So, this is going to be fun. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the brand new Superwoman figure number 2 from the McFarlane Toys Target exclusive year-long collect-to-build figure wave, Mother Starro. And of course, here's everything taken out of the packaging. And like I said, you get a Superwoman figure, you get the stand, you get the card, you get a rather large piece of the collect-to-build figure, and my favorites, which I'm hoping they do like a little bag of Starros, something like that. Yeah, you get a Starro that attaches to the chest. Now again, in conjunction with the comics, this particular Starro is a lot less starfishy and a lot more octopusy, right? And instead of grabbing onto your face, it hooks on to your chest, which, hey, you know what? Totally works for me. It's a different take. It's interesting, but it doesn't make it any less terrifying with all those teeth and suction cups and everything else. The larger collect-to-build piece for the Starro is quite detailed. Now, I do wish there was a lot more paint on it, right? But for the paint there is, for the sculpting there is, it's pretty dang solid, pretty dang sharp, too. On the front side, that is where you're going to take the Ultraman piece that we already have. Now, there is a semblance of a bendy wire inside. I would say that it's sort of bendy. I wouldn't say it's totally bendy, but like I said, grab the Ultraman piece and you simply just slot it in right there and press down and hook it in. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's a pretty big so far. We'll see how big the legs are and everything else, but yeah, it's shaping up to be a rather large collect-to-build figure with the card. Now, this particular character of Superwoman is Donna Troy. She has a totally different backstory, yada yada. You can read up on her right there. The figure, with a lot of McFarlane Toys, with a lot of photos, a lot of people getting them in the stores, didn't really do the figure justice. Now, I'm not going to say that this figure is absolute knockout. I think it achieves what it sets out to do in kind of giving us a cool-looking villain female, right? So to speak, kind of goes back and forth. Yeah, they're usually the villains. The face isn't really that great. Like, it's not terrible, but I wouldn't say that it's doing her any favors, right? This particular Superwoman, depending on who draws her in the comic, is a little bit more buff, petite. As far as the articulation for Superwoman, in the head, you're not going to really get that much movement. I would like to have seen a lot more movement back so she could do the whole flying thing, right? Kind of goes left and right and down. Now, she does have butterflies. She's got some good movement in the arms. She does have some unusual biceps, we'll just say. It gets a lot more stuck, and it doesn't really look the best when you start turning it around, to be quite honest with you. It's kind of tough for some odd reason. She does have double-jointed elbows. She's got the wrists. She's got the hands. She has trigger finger hands, and she's got a punching hand. This is really one of those instances for me where I wish she did have some swap-out hands. That way you could give her fisted hands, or heck, maybe they would have thrown in a lasso, you know what I mean, for this particular Superwoman. There's not really much of an ab crunch, to be honest with you. She'll twist more at the waist. She'll kind of go forward. She'll go a lot more back, but not too much in the realm of the abdomen area. She can do the splits. She can kick out. She can do all that great stuff. She's got big legs, big thighs, but I think, like I said, while it doesn't necessarily hit all the parameters of how she looks in the comics, for a bigger, beefier, more stronger looking Superwoman, I think it achieves that. Yeah, this is definitely a beefier Superwoman, but I think that she goes really nicely with the Ultraman. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the Ultraman from that first figure, you know what I mean? And as you can see from the comic books, she is smaller, right? She's a little bit more petite, yet muscular. You know what I mean? And I guess in terms of translating that to a figure, it kind of sort of hits it. It kind of sort of misses it as well. But I'll tell you this, in terms of scalature, I like the two of these together. I think they fit really nicely, so you could totally have them duking it out. You could put a Starro on Ultraman's chest, have her fighting him, get it off him, all that jazz. So they hit the mark in some ways, miss the mark in other ways, but in totality, I don't mind it. And for, let's say, the regular DC universe, if you want to put them with Batman and Superman, it's not really a bad set of figures going forward, I have to be honest with you. Now, speaking of said Batman and Superman, now depending on which Batman and depending on which Superman you want to use, these are just the two ones that are of my favorites and closest to me when doing this video. So I think they go well in terms of scale. The little Sunsoft Superman might be smaller, of course. And then just to throw in a Robin figure, yeah, they are definitely going to be taller. But really what I like, going off the comic book and just totally being like, yeah, who cares, right? At this point with some of the DC Comics offerings, you take these Starros, you put them on Batman and Superman, you have the crime syndicate taking over, who cares, from Earth 3 to Earth whatever they are at this point. It's just a nice setup. Give me a bag of Starros. With the next two figures, hopefully we see Starros as well. And so far in how they kind of look and how they're kind of painted, how they really position the eye, they're both a little bit different, which I definitely dig. That's pretty cool. But they fit on a lot of different figures. You'll find the one that fits yours. So I definitely dig the Starros more than anything. Superwoman, like I said, she's not a bad figure, but she's also not a great figure. She's ultimately kind of boring, right? She's just kind of there. However, I will tell you, in terms of the articulation and just in seemingly how she kind of looks overall when you pose her, I do infinitely like her more than the first figure of Ultraman. Now, whether or not the rest of the crime syndicate shows up, let's say they do Owlman, let's say they do Power Rings, something like that, when you kind of have all these characters together, I'm more interested in building a team. And like I said, if with only two figures left, and you still need Atomica and Johnny Quick, hopefully they get around to doing those. But I have to tell you that, in all honesty, as of right now, I'm more interested in the Starro and finalizing that than I am the Crime Syndicate. For the $25, it's kind of a, maybe wait. And now I have seen a lot of people say, well, at the end of the year, they're going to do an obvious box set. They've done it with Batman Beyond. They've done it with a lot of the other waves as well in the past. It's not to say that they won't do it, but that's also not to say that they will do it. Who knows? It's kind of up in the air. So if you want the figures now, definitely get them. If you want to take the gamble and wait, yeah, you can totally do that too, but just don't assume. That's all I'm going to say. So that's going to wrap it up for my look at the brand new Starro collectible figure number 2, Superwoman. What do you think? Is she a must? Comment below. Let me know. Let's talk everything Crime Syndicate. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, yeah, I'm really hoping for that Owlman. A good, cool-looking Thomas Wayne, right, for that version of Owlman. Wouldn't mind that at all. When you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon, and more Starros.